Today's project is installing baseboards, but I chose to paint them before installing them.
Finally, a place to properly work. I'll get this fixed up the way I want it eventually, but I have space.
After a quick wipe down, let the painting begin. This is so much easier than painting in a crowded dining room as I have been.
Okay, so the flooring that we selected is not waterproof, but it is water resistant up to a certain level. We put a vapor sheet underneath here, which also helps prevent the moisture coming in from the concrete below. If you put this on top of wood, there's no requirement for it. We tapped it, instead of just putting these boards together by hand, we tapped them together to make sure the seals were tighter than just by hand, to make it a little more water resistant. Now the next stop is we have to put on the baseboards, but before we put on the baseboards, we have to add some silicone. Now, there's a lot of gaps in between here that is intentionally needed for the boards to expand and contract throughout the year due to hot and cold temperatures. Now, that would take a ton of silicone and a lot of money, so in its place, we're going to use backer rods. This is basically a filler that we're going to stick in between there in the gaps, and the leftover space that's still remaining, we're going to fill with silicone. Less money, more convenient.
Instead of simply cutting off the baseboards to size, I cut another piece called a return to make a nicer edge. Then I used my favorite Makita brad nailer and nailed the boards to the wall.
So we've finished installing the baseboards. However, in reality, that's not the end of what we had in mind. So what we did was we used this baseboard first, and now what we're going to do is we're going to install a second one on top of that, giving it a little bit more of a fancier look to it. So I'm going to start cutting out these pieces to fit them in, and we'll go all around the house and start adding the second layer.
I will spare showing you all the nailing of the baseboards and skip directly to the results after I nailed and filled the holes with wood filler. Once the wood filler dried, I sanded and painted the boards, and voila!
And there you have it, another project finished. We're really pleased with how it came out. Next week we're going to then take a look at what we did for the ceiling, or better yet, the crown molding around the ceiling. Just like with the bottom here, we decided to do something a little bit different from the ordinary, and it has to do with some LED lights. Looking forward to making that video as well. So until then, we'll see you later.